Oh, hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Carl and Nikolai back today. And if you're wondering what you hear in the background, if I bother putting it in there, if I don't bother to put background music on, it's the Race Data AI ARL Prototype Championship at the Mola. Så good. We are back and we are about to make a Shlonka boy.
We'll see him. I believe he went around the outside or down the. I don't really know.
It is gonna take a bit, but my question is, do we have a rubber? I saw it all.
Tidy move, I gotta say.
No, we do not have much rubber.
So here we are on board with.
It's gonna be a bit of a triple.
Right on the bumper of Tarozki, and he just got the sense he wants to go for that.
I've already done those updates, my guy.
Grabbed it with both hands, went around the outside of Rabatza 1, and that's a 10 out of 10 move from me.
Yeah, certainly. Well, from me as well. It's
that quickest man on circuit.
He certainly was last time, at least. Anyway, Tamas still has fastest lap.
Here we have more than 3 we do one.
Point out there in all of that was actually Jurette. He was, I think, the only other driver.
Perfect amount of wood, because I can make a crafting table, and then I can make a...
in the 131s. It's not a massive advantage, but it is certainly one that he is holding.
I
He's not far behind his teammate of Retty, so maybe we can see that battle closing.
I do not have an extractor though,
Just coming up to the 20-minute mark now, so a third of the way into this race. Don't quite know where the time has gone personally for me. Plenty of action still going on around the circuit, but I think this maybe just getting into a little bit of a slump here in the midpoint, but I'm sure these gaps are going to start closing up once again. I say that, I think I've spoken too soon.
Here is Tarozki on the back of Nucera. Something's happened with him there because he's lost all the time that he gained on Tamash, and Tarozki is right behind him, and you can see there's a couple of LMP2s right in front of these guys. They are of no volition to give up the position, and in towards Villeneuve, I believe this is. Nucera trying to send it up the inside, hasn't quite worked out, and now Tarozki looking towards Intosa. Can he go for the move as Nucera looks up the inside once again, but he can't find the move. Headed through Tosa, off the exit of the corner, in towards Piratella. Can he finally get through on the LMP2? Indeed, he can. But wow, that was a heart-in-mouth moment for him. Tarozki is certainly all over him. And I fear for Nucera, because if he's getting frustrated in that cockpit, then he could make a mistake very, very soon, as we are looking at the rear view from Fabio Grassetto in towards Variante Alta. Should be a very easy move for these guys, but the Italian man, oh dear, contact. He's been spun by Tarozki. He's come back onto the circuit.
Yeah,
have collided. That is Matthew Crisp going into Fabio Grassetto. There's a virtual driver trying to wade his way through. Very disappointing situation there.
Yeah, it certainly was, and it all came undone in the end. Big shame. And the two LMP2 drivers here, teammates of course, got caught up and had a collision themselves through the chicane. Here we go, on board with the replay. So Nucera through clean and easy. Tarozki trying to sneak his way in, but there is still a car there. And they do have to make their way into the corner, and then the carnage ensued afterwards.
Yeah.
Retty getting through. I think that was Jurette, the second virtual driver, almost colliding there with Grassetto as they rejoin back on the circuit. So that was also close as well.
Now,
yeah, here's the onboard with Matthew Crisp.
I need a generator.
Just kind of turned in, didn't expect the car there. Nowhere to go for Matthew Crisp. Couldn't get that stopped in time. Hopefully there's not too much damage to his
geothermal, not goff, whatever I was trying to do.
Are in the pit lane, and they're getting going once again. But a little bit of drama. 20 minutes into this race, we're a third of the way through.
Arcade 4.
Very sad to see.
Reason why is because
who's going to give this one up as they get onto the exit?
Gonna be needed.
Wasn't sure how they wanted to work that one out, but maybe Pro Driver gets the upper hand in that, but Grassetto dropping that down to 16th now from it. Big shame for Alcantech, really. And that's wide there from Crisp into Tamburello. I say out of Tamburello, almost getting it into the wall. Luckily, the gravel slowed him down enough. Through goes Grassetto once again, but that was a very much a hold your breath moment there for Matthew Crisp.
Yeah, he'll need a change of options after that one, certainly.
You
As
don't
we're having a
say.
look at Julian Retty. This is shaping up to be quite a nice fight between two teammates, between himself and Ludovic Juret.
You have some refined iron, but not
In all of
enough
that chaos that ensued a couple of minutes ago,
iron.
He's trying to get the pit stop out the way early and hope that being put into clean air, he's not having to race anybody on circuit. He simply just has to put in some hot laps, and he is
Oh, we
racing
need
himself in the
to.
clock. And so getting out
Yeah,
the
we
way
need to
early
wait
is
anyways
able
because I
do
need to
it,
cook
focus
it a
on himself
bit.
and not have to worry about putting a move in or
No.
sitting behind or anything like that. And he's just hoping that when the pit cycle
Don't
comes
I
up,
have like
everyone
2
else
more
is ahead.
furnaces?
Well, of course, he wasn't involved.
Well, I
in
have
the drama
a
that
pair of
happened down at
iron.
Variante Alta because of his pit stop, so he was able to keep his nose clean when others couldn't. And you know what could have
I
happened? John
guess we
Williams
are
was
using
in
a pair
that
of
fight
iron furnaces
with
then.
Sarah and Tarowski and Grassetto. Just he's come
Oh,
up to
my
about 10 minutes
range
to go
for
at this point.
fun.
So yeah, John Williams, he's certainly made an
Oh,
interesting move, and I
hello,
think it's going to be a
hello.
call that he will benefit from in the end as Ethan Marone is into the pits. He's looking to maybe do something similar where he's just trying to get away from everyone else.
Shit.
And so out of the pit lane and in towards Tamburello he goes. It's been a very quiet race from Ethan Marone today.
Yeah, certainly has done. I think a few drivers may be feeling a bit that way as well, but plenty of gaps opening up. But there are still some cars close together to have a look at for some action. James Ibram, though, has pretty much been sort of on his own once he was able to get past Diaz. You can see there, just going through the chicane was Diaz. And so he has got a nice healthy advantage as there goes Wilkins past the LMP2 driver. He should now definitely shoot off as they come out of Ravazza and down the start-finish straight now. But you can see just how much the cornering speed of the LMP2 is. He's able to hold it with the best of them. It's just obviously down the straights like this. He's able to just absolutely dart off, purely just from the power difference and the battery that the GTPs have.
And we're looking at James Ibram getting past on Lucas Diaz. This was a while back, in towards Tamburello, looking to the inside of the first kink in the road, and then in towards the corner they go. He'll be later on the brakes, ahead on entry. It was a very nice, tidy, textbook move from James Ibram there to get himself into the class lead of the LMP2s.
But yeah, but you're gonna have the other guy behind you up in your ass.
He's opened up 5 seconds between himself and Diaz at this point. So certainly trying to stamp his foot of authority on this race. But they are in different classes. Of course, Ibram leading the pro category, Diaz leading the amateur category. But they are, you know, racing overall on the circuit themselves. But it's a shame we have lost a few drivers, I think, in terms of sort of not strategies, what's the word, incidences. You know, Frigerio, of course, lap 1, Grassetto got caught up as well. So it has been a little bit of a woeful time for the LMP2 class as a whole. But they are still pretty close together when you look up and down the time in town. Not masses of gaps, but hopefully they'll start to close in on each other as we get later, and potentially after we've seen some pit stops as well. Still plenty of time for it all to happen here.
Yeah, I mean, these are the intervals on your screen, and they are beginning to close up ever so slightly. Frigerio's being invited back into some battles. He's kind of just been by himself, but with Crisp and Grassetto having their moments, as Lucas Diaz dipping a tyre into the gravel almost off the exit of Ravazza. He is leading the amateur drivers as it stands on an island at this point in the race. He's got Leo Leung just behind him. Should be a very easy overtake around the outside into Tamburello for Leo Leung. Also having a bit of a quiet race. He's 4 seconds to the rear of Zoltan Bedo, who is also on his own at this point. So everyone following all these incidences and moments of carnage, they've all separated out. But I think at one point, once they all sort of come back closer together, certainly in the pit stop phase of this race, we can see some action, as we are very, very close, just 10 seconds away from being halfway through.
Yeah, I feel like this could be a bit of the calm before the storm in this race, certainly in that sort of aspect. As we jump back on board here with the leader, Norbert Tamas, once again getting right out front, creating a nice gap, and just trying to run away with it. He's got about a 10-second buffer between him and Nucera behind, who also has opened up a little bit of a margin to Tamas's teammate in Trotsky. So Manatee 1-3 as it stands right now. And then we do get back into the...
Oh god, I fucked it up.
before Williams, the first of the stoppers there in 8th position. You can see that on the little overlay, sorry, the gap. It has been slowly opening up, but I think that is partially
Good shit.
down to the fact
Oh.
that they are trying to navigate traffic in the LMP2s. I feel that Nucera just got a bit more unlucky than Tomas.
Yeah, Tomas has been able to just kind of wade through the traffic. This is Aston Wilby, I believe, in front of him now. And, well, Norbert Tomas is just going to be able to send it through in towards Piratella. Very nice and tidy. And he was quickest last lap. Not last lap. The lap before, he set his fastest lap of the race. So Norbert Tomas is still loving life at the very front of the field. That is actually the fastest lap overall of a 1:30.2. Here as Nucera has very much pulled a gap ahead of Tarozki after they had all the calamity through Variante Alta. You can see all the fastest laps on your screen. It's a wall of green. That is everyone setting their personal bests last time by, or oh, sorry, their best.
No,
overall
not
lap.
wow.
My apologies there, but,
Koppir kabel för
Norbert
fan.
Tomas is the quickest overall, and Nucera is the only one that's really close to him. Tarozki as well, but shout out to Yoret and Marone in the 1:30s too.
Yes, certainly. I mean, Nucera, you know, he's the only one looking to potentially challenge for that win overall. But it's all well and good getting the fastest lap in. The most important thing, though, of course, is the consistency. And unfortunately, Tomas also has that very well and truly in his skill locker. So, yeah, he's quick over 1 lap. He's also quick over 20. So he really is a force to be reckoned with. But yeah, Nucera is doing a little bit of an inroad now on that gap between himself and Tomas. It has now gotten down to 9.4 seconds. So slowly but surely coming down over this last lap and a half. Let's see if he can keep that up, because that is the hardest bit to do, as he does also pull away from Tarozki behind. But yeah, gaps certainly starting
Okay,
to
sure shit.
open up. But I think also, Dan, maybe it's down to the circuit itself. It is, you know, very fast flowing, a fair amount of gradient to go with it. Of course, it was laid initially on public roads, so it does have a lot of bumps, undulations, up and down this, you can say. And so precision is key, but, you know, doing it lap after lap, very tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just goes once again to show how wonderful this circuit is, that it doesn't just carve into the land, but it ebbs and flows with it. Look at this corner, Piratella, as we're watching Leo Leong. They have that fast downhill descent, and then again it drops in towards Aqua Minerale, which in English just means mineral water, and then they climb up the hill again. It is an absolutely stunning circuit, and I love it when you compare it to tracks like
So,
Yas Marina.
we
They
have
built a whole
geothermal.
island for that track.
Now,
But this is just pure circuitry at its finest. I love Imola, and I'm having a great time right now.
Vi are gonna make
I think that's, you know, I think in terms of the
electrical
whole rank of
engines,
circuits, the
which
best, I mean, personally for me, are the older guard. You can call them that, I think, in that they, like you say, they're built around the contours of the Earth, and they're not just carved through it. And
1,
that gives them extra
2,
characteristics. I think,
3,
and you
4.
might hate me for saying this, of course, Europe certainly has the most popular, I feel, but I think America actually did it best when they were building their circuits.
I am
all
gonna
those years
pull
ago.
this
They
out
really
because
like
I
these
want
bumps
a
because they've just
different
paved
floor
over
här,
what was
lol.
already there. And if there was a bump there, they just rolled with it. And will they smooth it out today? No, they won't. They have just that's just part of the circuit.
Yeah, and you know what?
LOL.
You gotta respect it, because
That's
they're
just
just
classic
going with
Europe,
what they
men
think works. They're
okay.
not changing their mind, and that is the most American thing you could possibly see, as Michael Hafler-Dawson is pulling into the pit lane. It's been a very quiet race for him ever since his lap 1 incident. Will be pitting from 13th overall. Somehow, though, has found himself 3rd in class. So very well done. 2nd in the LMP2's pro category, and then 3rd overall, with Lucas Diaz having a very, very strong race. He's getting that car serviced, and I'd expect in the next couple of laps, maybe in the next 10 minutes or so, we'll start to see more drivers pull into the pit lane for the very first time in this race.
Yeah, certainly will do. Interestingly for Hafler-Dawson, he's gone for tyres as well. So we saw him up on the air jacks there, as I think 2 cars were about to zoom past him. A sea of green it was very quickly. As he comes out of pit lane now. Who was that shooting on past? It was Aston Wilby. And I think
Oh, and then we have the good old classic,
all
other wood doesn't work.
I was going to say keep an eye on him though, because he's got cold
Oh, and
tyres
then
there
there's
with
someone on the
some
roof.
boots on
Kom
that
ner för
FTB
fan.
car. We saw him
För
make that
fult
mistake
jävel.
here, actually, on lap number 1. He's managed to navigate it this time by no problems. A little bit of weaving to warm up, but he's got an GTP behind him. He's going to have to keep his wits about him.
Yeah, the virtual driver there, I think that is Yuret, will not be happy with him weaving in front of him through Villeneuve, but will nevertheless go up the inside. And, oh, well, yeah, there it is. Ludovic Yuret, I got it right. You know what? I'm learning all these cars, and it's a great old time. I do love the green on the virtual driver's car, but I do love the variety that we also get sometimes, very sometimes, because there's a lot of green on this grid, and you'd have to think...
Yeah, of course, my shit is reset because I did a reinstall.
Very soon.
Since the last time I recorded anything for you guys, I have done a complete computer reinstall because, well, it will probably not be out on the IRL channel before you guys see this, but I am now officially paying for Adobe. I know. I have DaVinci Studio. Why the hell wouldn't I just move over to that? It's because my whole infrastructure is already built around Adobe. So changing it all over is gonna be a pain. I've just kinda agreed with the fact that I have to do that now.
The BAR from Formula 1, where they decided to go right down the middle, two sides of the car, two different colours. A little bit similar.
So I've done a complete reinstall now.
Look at it now, and green on the left. It's just not perfectly down the centre.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very silly car. It was before, certainly, I was around, but yeah, I mean, it is a bit reminiscent of that. I do love the colours that we get on the grid. I feel like
No, the ironic thing is that
in particular Formula 1 in the last
I could have just, you know, ran off with a whole bunch of wood from the floor, since our plan is to swap it out anyway with the darker, younger wood anyways. So I could have just, you know, stolen wood from here, which would have saved me that trip, but oh well.
Commentating here, but you're at 10 out of 10 car for him.
Yeah, fair play, virtual drivers. You've done very well.
The problem is that Anvil is gonna drop.
Manatee Racing, Norbert Tomash, your overall leader, still in this race and has opened that gap to about 10 seconds once again.
Boy.
Himself and Nucera. Going to get a replay. Not too sure what this is here, but it's Fabio Grassetto. I believe he's behind Diaz there. The LMP2 in front of him. That purple, very striking and jumping out at me into Aqua Minerale, and round he goes.
Yay!
Wow, that was impressive.
Boy.
Very close to the gravel there for Fabio Grassetto. I thought he might have made a move on Lucas Diaz. Then he just completely drops it through Aqua Minerale. That would have been a very terrifying moment for him there. He might need to go knock on the door of the next garage over in Matthew Crisp for another pair of pants as well, since Matthew Crisp changed his earlier.
Lol.
Grassetto will be definitely doing the same. That was a very scary moment for him. Kept out of the gravel though, kept the car running, and he will sheepishly rejoin the circuit as we once again see Norbert Tamas yet to pit in this race. Here is Simone Nucera, still lapping relatively close to his best overall time. You can see at the bottom of your screen there, and Tarowski as well, pretty close to his overall best, but he is consistently slower than Nucera in front of him. Then we jump back to Julian Ressi, the leader of the amateur class. His teammate Ludovic Yuret following in behind 1-2 for virtual drivers by TX3. Zoltan Bedo is
Excuse me, my guy.
by himself by about 9 seconds to the
Oh, wow.
0.2 to Leo Leung in behind.
I know Minecraft, lol.
Around his outside.
That's not how you make a piston, you smartass.
Is that Williams? No, it's the Wilkins. Sorry, Wilkins. In he comes.
That's how you make a piston, you smart boy.
And the question I now have, Dan, has Wilkins already used his fast repair? We're going to find out, because if he...
Den glasen tind. For
one
halvt.
while is anything more than I'd say 15 seconds, then I think it's fair to say he hasn't got a fast repair. But we'll have to see. Still coming down this incredibly
1,
long
2,
pit lane that they
3,
have here
4.
at Imola. He's not stopping,
It's a drive
so
through.
he's going all the way through. And well, I don't think I know. It's a drive-through. It's not a pit stop. He doesn't need the fast repair. Clearly didn't have enough damage, but does have to serve the drive-through for too many incident points.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
it's certainly been an interesting race for Nathaniel Wilkins. I think we heard something in our ear about a drive-through for Wilkins for some sort of speeding or whatever, but very, very unfortunate for him there. It's been a tough race. He's now on circuit behind Lucas Diaz, which is very disappointing when you consider the gaps between the gap in pace between the LMP2s and such. As here we are looking at a replay of Nathaniel Wilkins. Leo Leung and the LMP2 is just in front, and yeah, they just kind of their paths cross, and then Leung. Yeah, you've got to put it on Leo Leung. You're not really meant to give your opinions, but I gotta say, he kind of did just drive back onto the track.
No, I think you're right there, Dan. I think sometimes that when it is fairly obvious, I don't think anyone's going to bat an eyelid. But yeah, we do try to keep it impartial, of course. But yeah, I think you can pretty much pin that one on Leung. He was the one, of course, not off the circuit, but he was out of shape and still had to then rejoin it in a safe manner, and certainly didn't hold his brakes. He tried to rejoin a bit too soon, I would say, on that front. But yeah, Wilkins bearing the brunt of it, as in comes the LMP2 leader in Lucas Diaz, of course, the amateur driver here for the LMP2 category, but leading overall. I do want to check, has Ibram already come in? He has. So Ibram has already done his stop. This is Diaz finally going for his. Let's see where he comes out in relative.
so, there you go. Then we have some insulated Gordon cables. So I guess what we could do is just, you know, put our IC2 equipment just here for the time being. I guess make our life easy.
Lucas Diaz coming into the picture on the left-hand side of your screen. The gap between the pair of them.
Then we have this stuff which okay. So last time I tried to remove IC2 equipment, that did not happen, but now it did happen. So I am gonna just get that back this way, because
fairly abrasive in terms of tyre use, but I mean, I don't think it's the worst circuit of the bunch here that we have available.
I'm gonna get that one back this way, lol.
What sort of pace he can manage.
But okay, I guess we do need that other range down.
But yeah, splash and dash for Lucas Diaz, and the gap between him and Ibram is 3.5.
Now they should just be fine, right? Yes.
He just tagged one of the virtual drivers through
Now this is gonna heat up, but then once it does heat up, it's just gonna by itself go into cooldown. And then after the cooldown, it's gonna restart on its own again, which is why we're using electrical engines instead of the dynamos. Because the dynamos will not self-reset after cooling down. So, good shot. How are we doing on load here?
Big hole potentially sped.
Yeah, I think he's having a poor race. He's sped into the pit lane, and that is, I think, the straw that broke the camel's back. You know, it's been a very frustrating run for Ethan Marone. I was thinking it was very interesting, and you can see on the dashboard there, he gets a blue indicator. Maybe that means that he sped, and he's decided, yep, never mind. Next week I'll come back and do what means that he's, and you can see run for Ethan Marone was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, if I could have a fucking speedo, that would be hella nice.
Very frustrating run for Ethan Marone. I was thinking it was very interesting, and you can see on the dashboard there, he gets a blue indicator. Maybe that means that he sped, and he's decided, yep, never mind. Next week I'll come back and do whatever. But very disappointing for Ethan Marone, deciding to call it quits. And I thought it was weird that he would have run out of fuel, because he's already pitted once in this race. So that is him done and out of the race. And that is another GTP calling it quits.
I was going to say, now you mention it, I remember him pitting, so yeah, I don't know what I was talking about, but either way, caught up in the moment. And yeah, Marone out, and we have
Good
lost
shit.
another one,
Then,
unfortunately, but I don't know why he's coming back into the pit still in the first place, unless he's got damage somewhere?
Extractor.
I don't know. Either way, Marone is out.
So basically,
Tomas is still leading, he still
iron.
has a sizable gap over Nocera and Trotsky.
Machine block.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really been extending at this point in the race.
I'm
I think
just
Tamas
gonna
is just
create,
kind of
like,
managing his pace, keeping it consistent,
or
keeping
machine
it
blocks.
within the white lines, and he will pull into the pit lane this time. By
Why
and
not?
It'll be interesting to see how will Nucera react coming through. I'd assume
We do
Rivazza
not
2
have
now.
a circuit,
There is
so
Nucera deciding
kabel.
to stay out on circuit. He should have to make a pit stop at some point in this race. Balázs Tarowski will also be staying out on circuit.
Refined iron and then
Will
redstone.
Reti be able to get through on Tamas? And what about Uret as well? Could this be some traffic to get in the way of Tamas?
It certainly could play into the hands then of Nucera on that front. However, Tamas has got so much speed, and he really would expect a lot of the other drivers to follow him in either the lap after, so the next time they come back around again, or failing that one more at a push. It's going to be very tricky, you know, for drivers to go much longer than Tamas. Of course, Tamas, we've seen, can be very good on his fuel. We know that from Fuji, where him and his teammate decided to go the entire race without stopping, the only two out there to do so. So we know he can save fuel. We know he is good on it and still has pace to boot, even while doing so. It's just a matter of how many laps can the guys in front of him go, or will they eventually get in the way, like you said?
Yeah, well, Tamas is happy that he's come out in clear air. He's got no one really all that close in front of him. Here is Simone Nucera. Could he look to bite the bullet and come in this time by? We'll have to wait and see. Tarowski is 6.2 back, so there's no real threat from behind. I wonder what the play is here for Simone.
There you go.
Sarah, what is he thinking in that
We
cockpit?
have
And he's thinking,
an
"It's
extractor.
time that I come into the pit lane, playing it safe." Is Nucera, and I don't blame him.
No, certainly makes
So then we
sense.
can get
Question
her a
is, how
bit.
long is he going to be stationary, putting fuel in that car? I can't imagine it's going to be 10 seconds less than Tamas to put him on level pegging, but it would be absolutely something if we saw that. Either way, I think that's Tarowski also coming in, stopping right in front of Nucera as well. Uret, Reti also into pit lane there. They all are stopped, and there goes Nucera once again. Oh, sorry, that's Taros. That is Nucera, and there goes Tamas through.
And I wonder where are they going to come out in comparison to John Williams, who's been going under the radar at points in this race. Here is Williams out of Rivazza. Everyone else is pulling out of the pit lane. Nucera and Tarowski are already on circuit, and it seems like the play hasn't really gone to plan for John Williams. He is behind Julian Reti, and with a couple of cars. Well, there's two LMPs right in front. That's Aston Wilby, and I believe Frigerio right in front of him there, as he will pull to the inside of Wilby and now try and close the rear of Julian Reti. But the play to pit early has not worked out for John Williams when you think about how close he was.
So then,
with Nucera and Tarowski.
industrial
Of course, they've got a
blast
separate
för
race
Nase.
in this race. But to be 5 seconds to the rear of Tarowski, very disappointing.
I mean, it's disappointing.
And I
yes,
just
because
gotta
it's
remember
something
how
to
to
do in
build
this top 10. So at the same time, I'm not going to take really it away from him. 'Cause he tried
the
something different. He
machine.
wanted to
Ah,
see
so
if
just
maybe he
base.
could make it
Ah,
also
if I remember,
stretch
it's
work.
basic
It
machine
hasn't
block.
paid off. Real big shame on that front, but I mean, he's not out of this race by any stretch of the imagination. He's still got.
We need
Reti
a
in
blast
his sights
furnace,
right
which is
there
in advance, and then
in
we can
front
do
of him. I mean, of
basic
course, different
machine block,
in
which I
different
know can
classes,
do
but the
certain
same
metals.
category. So he'll want to try
And then
get
we
that
have
full
the
overall
advanced blocks, which
at
needs
a
to be
bare
used for
minimum.
higher
And then he's only
temperatures.
5 seconds off of Tarowski. I would say
But
you don't
basic
really
block
look
and then
against these
2
guys that have
blocks
been
of
racing
lava
the top class
inside,
all
I
season long.
believe
You
was how
certainly
you
hold your
build
head
this
high
shit.
by the time you reach that checkered flag.
Oh no, I certainly didn't mean it to be a slate on him. He's driven,
Oh no.
I mean, in the GTP class on their own.
Fantastic result
So,
here. We
I
also had
am
Nucera
back
Tarowski
from
cross
the
line.
store.
Grosseto
I
as well
am.
come home second in his
And
amateur class, so Diaz
I have
easily picks up
proper
the win there for
coffee,
him.
more
More
sugar,
drivers
a
crossing it. Reti,
pizza,
Uret,
and we
here comes
have
Diaz to take his win
picked up the 12.5 kilo package, which is my most R5 bundle. It is. It is toasty, to say the least. So basically what I gotta do now is figure out what I wanna bake. I gotta get that capture card installed in my second computer and try and set NDI up.
And then Lucas Diaz home in second overall for class and first.
Oh, good shit.
Side of things. Brilliant result for him. Aston will be 12th, Michael Harfordasa 13th, Matthew Crisp 14th, Fabio Grosseto 15th, and Benjamin Frigerio is going to be 16th.
Since I have to run that from my second computer because plot twist, I have no spare PCIe slot which is not covered in my main computer, so good shit. So now let's get this whole weather clear for fun. We need rösen kopper.
Michael Hafler-Darson waiting for an interview. We'll bring him in just a few moments time, but I mean that was a, you know,
or so it seemed. Nickel and copper, or was it bronze? Copper, yes, in a rolling machine.
And I gotta say, I had a great time here at Imola.
We have a rolling machine. It's just chilling down here.
Why don't we have a chat with Hafler-Darson and let's bring him in. And Dan, would you like to take this one or shall I?
You go for it. I think
I'll go for it. Lovely. Hello, Michael. Congratulations on the result today. Third in class, third place at least. I mean, how was that one for you out there? It looked like a bit of a slow burner for us here.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying considering
Unknown number, you say?
Turn 2 or 3 on the first lap. Basically had to just try to catch up 10 seconds again and finishing like 2 seconds or whatever it was now in the end to Wilby. It's a bit frustrating considering that I have 2 0 points rounds and still somewhat in the title hunt.
Yeah, you certainly are indeed. I mean, going into Watkins Glen next time, I don't know if the overall class win is on for you, but certainly a podium could be up for grabs. I mean, how confident are you at Watkins Glen?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, honestly. But I mean, pace has been good last week and this week, so I think Watkins is going to be pretty similar. I mean, it's not really a challenging track in a way. It's a very flowing track, so just keep the
okay.
up and hope the tire leg isn't too bad and I should have the pace.
Good shot. Then it's just induction furnace, which is an electric furnace with an advanced machine block, which is then carbo plug.
I can completely understand.
Yeah, that is a little more advanced than what I would like to see, lol.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm happy with the way it finished. Like, I started P4.
Well, to be completely honest with you guys, this is looking like it may be, maybe only 2 episodes this week, because I need to do some editing and clear up some space, so may only be 2 videos today. So, yeah.
So yeah, very happy to win.
Well, I may actually end off the video now and just keep it 2 videos this week because I have some stuff I need to edit and then I gotta install the capture card and all of that kind of stuff. So I have some stuff to do before the stream later tonight.
I like this track, but
that I'd like to get done.
These conditions are very tricky.
So I think I'm gonna end off the video here. End it off a little short. So I want to say thank you guys for watching, hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, like, we greatly appreciate it, and as always, check the links down below for my socials, and all of that, and until further notice, stay tuned and stay awesome, and the heck out of it.